We have to reassess that male-female relationship. It's very important. We are not, in fact, the men of the family. We are still, yes, in an economic bind. That is true. Our men still do not have the freedom to win the bacon and bring it home. We do not have the open avenues. But we must prepare ourselves for the time when we do, while our men are opening the avenues. I'm talking particularly to the women now. I want you to see this next scene. It's unfortunate that this scene is repeated in thousands, maybe millions of black American homes on Friday nights or on the pay night. See it, read it, understand it, and weep. Weep, dry your eyes, and change. Hey, how you doing? I see you ain't cooked. And the house is just as dirty as it was when I left this morning. It feels as a pig pen. I hope you don't think I am supposed to come home, work hard all day, and come home and cook and clean up, too. You can't say anything to me? You can't even pass the time of day? I've been working hard all day. I'm not playing. When I leave here, baby, I go out there and I haul, baby. You can't even pass the time of day, huh? You sit up there reading the paper, play like you looking for a job. If you're looking for a job, you'd get a job, baby. Because jobs don't get you. You know, you go out and get a job for real, you know. Don't you feel good? Ain't nothing wrong with you, is there? Look here, I got paid today. I got some money for you. Well, ain't no point in acting like so sedity, baby. I mean, I'm the only one that's making any money. I'm the only one that's bringing any money in this house, you know. So don't act so like you on your high horse with me. What you think I am, a machine? You think I'm a horse? You want me to be mama and papa too, is that it? That's it, huh? Well, you got another thought coming. I'm getting sick of it for my part. I just don't know if I can take it any longer. You know, like it's a drag. Every time I come in, there's no food cooked, the place is filthy. You can't even say anything. Now where you going now? Out in the street, huh? Can't you even pass the time of day with me? What? Baby, what you doing with your suitcase? Baby, where you going? Baby, you're not getting ready to leave me, are you? Baby, don't leave me. Baby, you're gonna leave me here with all these kids and all these bills. Well, go on, I don't care. You ain't no good, no how. I always knew it. You wasn't no good. You ain't no good. You black men ain't no good. Leave me here. Just leave me. I don't care.
The clip that you just saw was actually sent to me by a sub of mine. And originally I didn't think much of it until I saw the end of this, because this is coming toward the end of the special. Now, this special was done in 1968 for PBS by Maya Angelou. And I think there's like 9 parts, and this is the second part. This is part 2. I'll put the link in the description. But I selected this scene that Maya Angelou is playing. And like she said, this is played out through a lot of black families. And especially back then in the 60s when jobs were hard to come by and basically money coming into the house was actually not plentiful. Because everybody thinks that the 60s and even the 50s were a golden age, but they were not. And this is typical scenario, especially when a man's not working, or especially when a man is not earning enough, which is why most black men do not want to live under a woman that's making more money than he is, especially if she's black. As I said, there's always 2 places in a woman's life for a male. Either you're a child or you're the breadwinner, which is a man. And black women constantly go back and forth between the 2. I had a friend of mine, he asked me How do you know when a black woman really loves you or is really into you? I said, because she's going to try to mother you. And he said, I don't like being mothered. He said, well, that's too bad, because that's what they do. And normally black women have a real strong maternal instinct, even though sometimes it's really misguided. And her maternal instinct in the matriarchy, she tries to mother her man or mother her husband. And it turns out to be stern, because that is the way she is socialized, especially in this hierarchy, to be big mama, to be the queen mother. And she's supposed to rule with an iron hand over her subjects. So you can see it in this piece where she first walks in, she's playing big mama. She's talking to him like he's a child, that you don't clean up, there's nothing to fix to eat, there's nothing done in the house. And that is the way my mother used to come in. If she was working, she would come in and she would start fussing. And that is the same attitude that my mother would take towards us as children. And you see Maya Angelou's coming in with that same attitude, that she's mothering him and she's being this stern mother toward him, and she's talking down to him like he is her child. And then just like she would do a child, or a child reacts negatively to her being stern, then she will try to placate him just like she would a child. Let me go buy you some ice cream, or let me go do something for you, because she's trying to assuage the hurt feelings that she just caused. And then it rotates into the partner thing. And you can see at the very end, when she knew he was fed up, she's walking out, she thought he was going to go out to the bar, and then she saw he had a suitcase that he was leaving. And just like all black women, what she do at the end when he walked out and left, even though she drove him out, he ain't no good. You're going to leave me here with these kids. You're going to leave me here by myself. In other words, you know who I am. You should be able to handle me. That's what they mean when they say handle. Can you take her shit? And when he can't and he bounces, then they're going to start with the rhetoric or what I call black sour grapes. You wasn't no good anyway. You're a bad man. You always leaving. Black men always get the blame for leaving. Nobody talks about how they were driven out of the home or put out of the home. Like they were back in the 60s and 70s in many cases. They were actually driven out of the home. Some physically and some like this, where the dripping water just gets old and it just wears the stone out, and the stone has to disintegrate and go someplace else. And a lot of millennials think that this is new, that what they're going through is new. What they're getting from their women is new. No, it's not new. And this clip shows you this is not new. As Maya Angelou says, this gets played out over millions and millions of households. The exact same thing, the exact same verbiage. Just like we can look at it, or I can look at it, and I can see myself. I can see my parents. I can see the relationship that I had with my women. It's embedded into the culture. There is no, if we give them more money or be more loving or whatever, they'll actually change. It's embedded in the culture. That's the way she knows how to cope with her man. There's not very much that you can actually do with that. And at the end, when she's crying because you're leaving, that's when she breaks. And that's when she's willing to give you anything, but it's too late because you've already decided that there's nothing that she can give you. I always said, if you really want a good understanding with a black woman, you have to leave her a couple times. It's unfortunate, but true. And sometimes the couple times may not do it. That might not be the woman for you, as so many aren't. But this stuff gets passed down. You know, I've seen it. I see my mother and my aunts do it in their relationships. I've had this stuff constantly through mine, and I've seen my daughter repeat the pattern. This stuff gets passed down, where black women care more about how they feel than the actual outcome. And there's just sometimes you just get tired. And I think that's what's happening with black men. This is the same old rehash or remix of the slave play we did way, way back then in antebellum time. And I think black men have just had it with the reenactment of the dance that has been going on for centuries, without things getting better or even different. Because look at the clip, it's not different. The interaction between black men and black women is not different. The environment is just making it worse. But every man that I know probably can see himself in that particular clip in some kind of way. It is what it is. But I thought this was an interesting clip. I just wanted to drop it in and give a little commentary. Didn't want to hold you long. Don't have any rants in me right now. I think I've ranted out for right now. But with that, I'm going to jump over here. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.